Hello everyone, bringing you a video today taking a close-up look at a British Army anti-riot baton or public order baton, essentially a wooden truncheon. And we're going to have a look at this in some detail. It won't be a particularly long video because there isn't all that much to look at, but nevertheless I thought it might be interesting having a look at one of these up close, show you some of the details of the construction, and that's what we're going to have a look at in the video now. So here it is, a very simple and utilitarian bit of kit. You can see it's very smooth, it's been well turned. But it's not been finished off any more than it needs to be. The particular wood this is made of, I'm not entirely sure. Perhaps someone has the specs out there, that would be interesting to know. If you happen to know, please do drop a comment below, that would be interesting to hear. I did have a look at the grain and compared some photographs and things, and sort of the density of the wood. It may be hickory, I'm not entirely sure on that. But it's a good solid hardwood anyway, and it does have some weight to it. You can see where this has been turned, you've still got the marks on the ends from where it's been in the lathe, and the same on this end here. You can see that there quite distinctly in the centre there, the cross where this has been in the lathe. So no finishing on the ends, it doesn't need any finishing on the ends. Obviously it's been manufactured to specification and it's as simple as it needs to be for the job. It's a gentle taper from the widest point at this end down to the handle, as you can see, and then you have these, obviously the ridges turned in here for grip, and it does give a good grip to the hand. They're well spaced. These depressions between the ridges are nicely shaped to give a good grip for the hand there. And then you do have a deeper notch worked in here for the leather wrist strap, which you can see made in brown leather. You can see it has these two lines worked into the strap there on each side. Have a look at the numbers in a moment. You can see how this is stitched in place. Come into focus here. There we go. See how that's sewn in place there. So you can see where that doubled over section starts at this end here. There is a number written into the wrist strap here. We have K2777 on one side, and then on the other side we have KOI 2777. So I'm not entirely sure on the significance of that, whether it's simply an identification number for the baton. I don't believe they were individual issued, they were issued out for specific operations, according to my understanding. Happy to be corrected on that if I've been misinformed. But that's the baton itself. I'll give you a few dimensions of this now, if I can. Looking through the camera it might be a little bit awkward, but I do have a tape measure here. So as is expected with these, it's 24 inches long, as you can hopefully see there. At the widest end here, the widest point, just under 1.5 inches across. You can see there. And at the other end, 1.25 inches. So hopefully this will be useful for if someone wanted to turn their own example of one of these, make a reproduction of one for display or similar. They aren't that common to find now. That might be useful, having the dimensions. They are sometimes stamped on the actual length of the baton here. The date and a broad arrow is sometimes stamped into the wood. I don't believe there is any marking on this. I have had a good look at it. But as I say, if you look along the length of the baton, you'll sometimes find a date stamp on these, the broad arrow, as I say. So there we are. That's a look at this British Army issue baton. So there we are, not a particularly long video as I say, but nevertheless I thought it would be interesting to take a look at one of these close up. If you have found this interesting and you'd like to see more from the channel, please do consider subscribing if you haven't already. And whether you're newly subscribing or you've previously subscribed, please do make sure you hit the little bell, the notification button down below. That will of course alert you when I upload future videos. If you really like my uploads and you'd like to support the channel, you can. Both Patreon and PayPal are linked down below. And as ever, a huge thank you to everybody who supports the channel using those two methods. Thank you all very much indeed. It really is greatly appreciated. If you'd like to follow the channel on social media, you can. Facebook, Instagram and Twitter are all linked down below. And if you'd like to get in touch but you don't really use social media, there is of course an email address linked in the description as well. That's everything for this video. So until next time, bye for now.